Well, to discuss this, I'm joined by the musician and entrepreneur Lethal Bizzle and Charles Arthur, the technology editor of The Guardian. Bizzle, what is the significance of this deal for you?
I think it's huge. I think it's fantastic. It's history in the making, you know, from humble beginnings. You know, I'm from a similar sort of background from East London. You know, just for him to, you know, reach a level, you know, to inspire people like myself and loads of young people who want to get into music and become businessmen and become entrepreneurs. You know, I just think it's an amazing achievement.
It's changed hip-hop, though, isn't it, when you're talking about the first billionaires?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, especially in terms of his background and where he kind of started from and the way kind of hip-hop can be perceived and the way he's kind of changed and got involved in the community and it's gone beyond music now.
Charles Arthur, why is Apple paying so much?
It's not that much if you think about it in terms of what sort of value it could add to Apple. So
for a headphones company?
For a headphones company, you might think it's just headphones, but actually Beats is incredibly popular with teenagers in the United States. It's incredibly popular around the world. They did fantastic ambush marketing in the Olympics in 2012 where they gave them to athletes. So athletes were going to their swims and things wearing the headphones. So it had a huge impact there. I was in Shenzhen in China a couple of weeks ago, and there were 3 brands which stood out, which were either being copied or else were being sold for real, which were Apple, Samsung, and Beats. Beats was the only headphones that you actually saw which anyone put any value by.
But is it about the headphones or is it about the streaming?
It's about
taking out a rival?
It's about both. So the thing about Spotify is purely a streaming service. Its problem is, even though it gets really big, it cannot make money because it's always having to pay money to the music labels. But with a headphones company, if you offer a streaming service as well, you could say, buy an Apple iPhone, get Beats headphones with it, you can have a free year of Beats streaming service, and then they can take people away from Spotify. So it becomes a sort of Trojan horse to win the streaming battle.
Do you think these brands are a match? I mean, is Apple cool?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm an Apple fan. You know, my device is Apple, and I think it kind of goes hand in hand because you know they've also got headphones. You play music through your device as well. So I think the collaboration really works. It can almost improve its audio and its sound as well.
But who are they really appealing to? I mean, it can't be a youth audience, can it? Because they are absurdly expensive. I mean, the headphones are 3 times as much as.
Yeah, I mean,
I think big rivals.
I think the special thing that Dr. Dre and his teams managed to do is take the stereotype away from it being an urban thing, being a hip-hop thing, and just made it accessible for everybody. You know, there's different types of age groups wearing the headphones, and, you know, it appeals to a lot of people.
But at what time, you know, at what point when you're, you know, in the corporate size and when you're such a corporate giant, you can't be cool at that stage, can you? You know, when you're... you can't be desirable when you are basically just another corporate giant.
Yeah, I agree with you, but at the same time, I feel it's business at the end of the day, and it's got a huge appeal, and it's doing very well on itself, and they've taken it to a level where I feel getting Apple involved could, I don't know if there's any more levels it can reach to, but by getting them involved can definitely, hopefully, you know, even make it even more bigger than it is.
I mean, some people are suggesting that this suggests Apple's new boss, Tim Cook, is getting a bit desperate. What do you think, Charles Arthur?
It's great. When Apple doesn't spend money on anything, then Apple has run out of ideas. When Apple does spend money on anything, then it's run out of ideas. You know, it's quite interesting if you compare this with Google spending about the same sort of money on a company called Nest, which makes thermostats for the home. And no one said, oh, why is Google spending all this money on a company which makes a few thermostats?
Slightly different, though, isn't it? Because I mean, Apple sells hardware.
Yeah, it does, but that's hardware as well. Why is Google, which is a data and services company, getting into hardware? Well, the answer is because they hope in the future that the data they get from all the thermostats will be worth that to them. You know, for Apple, it's a hardware thing as well, but they can see a value also in the services and the music streaming.
In the hardware, you know, sense, Apple's got a distinct proposition from everybody else. I mean, are these headphones really any better?
It's about distinguishing yourself. So in the smartphone world, in the UK, in the US, in a lot of countries, you're getting to a point where everyone who wants a smartphone has one, which means the only way to sell new ones becomes to tempt people away who have an older one or tempt people away who've got a different one. And if you can say, hey, get to us, you get a really good, you know, a great brand of headphones and you get streaming, that's a way to differentiate yourself.
So very briefly, great inspiration for you personally?
Most definitely. I'm a huge fan from Dr. Dre. I followed him from, you know, majority of his career. For him to, you know, be in this position is very inspiring.
Thank you so much, both of you, for coming in.